Hi, I'm Cody Smith with Cloyes Gear and Products. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to service the timing components in the 2.7 Chrysler engine using Cloyes aftermarket timing components. Here are the components we're going to install today. Keep in mind, Chrysler had multiple kit combinations to cover all the 2.7 variations. The kit we're going to install is the 90397SA. It's going to come with your chains, your guides, your tensioners, and your sprockets. To get started, you're going to want to remove your valve covers and your front engine timing cover. You're then going to rotate the engine to 60 degrees after top dead center, number 1. If the timing system has failed, take care in rotating individual shafts due to piston to valve contact. This is an interference engine. Don't worry about the timing marks lining up on the chain, just ensure that your sprocket timing marks are in the correct locations. What you're going to be looking for is your crank sprocket down around 4 or 5 o'clock, the timing mark pointing to the timing mark on your oil pump, and then both of your cam sprocket timing marks should be around the 12 o'clock position. Before you remove any components, you're going to want to determine the health of the current timing drive system by assessing tensioner extrusion. The green marks you see here show a healthy range of tensioner extrusion with a new chain. The red marks show the current tensioner extrusion in the engine with a worn stretch chain. For a better look, here's the tensioner outside of the engine. The green marks show a healthy range of extrusion that we have measured to be between 750 thousandths and 950 thousandths. The red mark shows the current state of extrusion in the used engine. And this is the indicator groove that signifies the end of the tensioner's functionality. As you can see, this used timing system was on the brink of failure. An important thing to note on the new tensioner, it is shipped in a deactivated state, that is opposed to an activated tensioner which will be fully extended. The tensioner must be installed in this deactivated state. If for some reason the tensioner gets accidentally activated, to re-deactivate the tensioner, you simply compress the piston down to about 3/4 of an inch. Now we're ready for engine disassembly. First step will be to remove your primary tensioner retaining cap and the tensioner. Next, you can remove your cylinder head access plugs. Now remove your right hand cam sprocket bolts and the sprocket. Due to overlap valve spring pressure, camshafts will slightly rotate. Remove the left hand camshaft sprocket bolts and your sprocket. Remove your lower guide. Remove the tensioner guide. Remove the primary chain, the upper guides. Now we're going to remove the crank sprocket. Chrysler does provide a special removal tool, however we have found a standard 3-jaw puller functions for this procedure. We are now going to disassemble the secondary drive system. This does require camshaft removal. Remove camshaft bearing caps, keeping track of the locations using the proper removal sequence. Here is that sequence. Process one head at a time. We're going to arbitrarily start with the left hand. Now remove the camshafts, secondary chain, and secondary tensioner as a single unit. Then separate the timing components from the camshafts. Now you're ready to install the new secondary chain on the integral camshaft sprockets. Align the chain's timing marks with the sprocket timing mark dots. Install the secondary tensioner in between the camshaft sprockets inside the chain. Install the camshafts, secondary chain, and secondary tensioner as a single unit with the timing marks at 12 o'clock. Now install the camshaft bearing caps back to their respective locations in the proper installation tightening sequence. Here is that tightening sequence. Torque your cap bolts to 105 inch-pounds. Do this in multiple steps by gradually tightening in sequence. Install and torque secondary tensioner bolts to 105 inch-pounds and pull activation pin. Repeat the removal and installation process for the right hand head. Now we are ready to install the primary drive system. At this point, it is highly recommended to replace the water pump. As you can see, it's back driven off the primary timing drive. Now it's time to install the crank sprocket. Chrysler does provide a special installation tool arrangement. However, we found an appropriate sleeve using the Chrysler balancer bolt presses the crank sprocket on in the same manner as the specialty tool. Install sprocket up against the crankshaft oil pump drive feature, then qualify the installation with a crank sprocket alignment measurement. The alignment measurement is made from the front face of the crank sprocket to the front of the crankshaft nose. The correct measurement with tolerance is 1.540 plus or minus 0.005 of an inch. Next, install the upper time and chain guides and torque the attachment bolts to 250 inch-pounds. Before chain and sprocket installation, you're going to want to confirm the new replacement left-hand cam sprocket sensor ring matches the original part. The window locations determine signal to the engine management system. Chrysler made changes to this sprocket per year and model. Confirmation can prevent a no-start condition. Now, before we install the chain, you're going to want to ensure the crank sprocket timing mark is still aligned with the oil pump mark. Mesh the left-hand cam sprocket with the primary timing chain, aligning the sprocket timing mark between the two chain timing marks. Install the cam sprocket and chain combination into the left-hand cam drive chest and place the cam sprocket onto the left-hand intake camshaft, resting it on the nose of the camshaft. Guide the chain down and align the crank sprocket timing mark to the corresponding chain timing mark. Work the chain around the water pump sprocket and up through the right-hand cam drive chest. Install the right-hand cam sprocket, aligning the sprocket timing mark to the corresponding chain timing mark. Place the right-hand cam sprocket onto the right-hand intake camshaft and rest it on the nose. Now install the primary lower guide and torque the bolts to 250 inch-pounds. Next is the primary tensioner guide and torque the bolts once again to 250 inch-pounds. Before you install the tensioner, inspection of the tensioner bore feature in the head is necessary. The tensioner utilizes an O-ring for oil sealing and a retaining ring that seats on a chamfered head feature. The movement of this tensioner during operation can cause burrs to form in various locations in the bore feature. Complete inspection and deburring is critical so that the new tensioner O-ring is not damaged during installation. Also, take note that the main feed inlet port at the top of the bore feature is burr-free. If any burr removal is necessary, ensure that the debris does not fall into the engine and clean the tensioner bore before installation. Install the deactivated tensioner into the tensioner bore followed by the tensioner retaining cap. Torque the cap bolts to 105 inch-pounds. Rotate the right-hand intake camshaft clockwise to align cam sprocket attachment holes to the camshaft flange. Torque the bolts to 250 inch-pounds. Now do the same for the left-hand intake camshaft sprocket. Once again, torque the bolts to 250 inch-pounds. Before we activate our time and chain tensioner, we're going to want to check our timing alignment one more time. You're going to want your crankshaft sprocket timing mark aligned with your chain timing mark, aligned with the mark on your oil pump. You're going to want your cam sprocket mark right around 12 o'clock, sitting between the two timing marks on the chain on your left cam and the timing mark on the right cam pointing straight up at the timing mark on the chain there. Now rotate the crankshaft clockwise to shift all chain slack to the tension side. Activate the tensioner with a soft tip pry bar using the right hand cam sprocket as the pivot point and the pry bar tip pushing straight in on the tensioner guide and tensioner until activation. The tensioner will spring out once activated. Finally, install your access plugs. Inspect the O-rings and replace if necessary. Torque them to 15 foot-pounds. Before starting your engine, prime the oil system by turning the engine over with the ignition system deactivated. This will hydraulically charge your primary tensioner. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions, give me a call. Please subscribe to our channel.